Record. All right, and let's change the view for the people on who are looking at this on YouTube. Okay. So how are you? How are you tonight? How's your body? How's your mood? How's your mind? Are you excited? Are you restless? Are you tired? Are you relaxed? Or just how are you right now? And if we say, well, I'm a little tired now, and as I am, I reframe that into relaxed. So I could say, well, I'm tired, and that's fine. But I could also say, well, I feel very relaxed, and it just means that the energy level is a little lower, you know, as opposed to excitement where the energy level's higher. This is sort of, and there's great benefits to that. So noticing where you're at, then you're going to do the movements to balance where you're at. So if I'm feeling a little tired, a little relaxed, I'm going to do this with a little more vigor. Get a little, get a little more energy. Lift the energy a little bit. So I want to access, the alertness of the higher energy and then the relaxed quality of lower energy. So be able to access them both. So if I'm really high energy right now, I'm going to do this more slowly and more deeply, perhaps, or maybe I'll do it even faster to kind of release some of that. But this is the first thing, is just noticing, okay, what's up with me right now? Okay, and then we want to bring up body, breath, and mind. Okay, so the body, yeah, body's moving. It's very clear. Feel it. What about the breath? Okay, and then the mind is what's focusing our attention on the body and the breath. Is the mind able to do that? Is it busy? Are thoughts coming in? So body, breath, and mind. We're moving the body in rhythm with the breath. And we're monitoring this with our attention, the mind. Okay, when we feel like, we've kind of got an awareness of all three, we can reduce the movements. And then come into stillness. And now we apply the same body, breath, and mind. Now, we're going to now perceive the body at a subtler level because it's still. So we can perceive the posture of the body, the alignment. We can perceive the liveliness of the body, the tingling the heat in the hands, face, the surface of the body, and internally. So perceiving the body at a deeper level. And just noticing the movement of the body with the breath. So we're noticing two things at once: the stillness, and that is the posture, the alignment, the uprightness, the presence of the body, the stillness, and the movement of the breath, and the presence of the life force. Okay, let's do a tree and autumn thing here, because this is movements for the body scan. So dipping the knees, in breath, the palms are going to face down. Now we're going to bring our attention down the body. Eyes follow the hands. We're just feeling down the body inside. Okay, all the way down the legs and the feet, out the feet. Okay, in breath, feet, palms down. This is an out breath, and then breathe normally. But we're going to elongate the out breath a little because we're going down. So if you've done the body meditation, where in sitting meditation, you start at the top of the head, bring the attention slowly down the body. These are the movements for that. Okay, let's do one more. And just notice. Just noticing here the presence of the body. And now let's make any adjustments to the posture. Let's move slightly, and so maybe tuck the chin a little bit, or lift up the back of the head. Pull the shoulders back just a bit. And then we bring the mind in. Imagine this vertical line through the body. This is a meditation posture right here. If you wanted to, what we've done has brought us to this type of meditation, which is standing meditation. Okay. And let's do the five postures briefly of standing. So in breath. So that this is second posture. So embracing the tree or embracing the moon. Fingers are pointing to each other. The hands are opposite the heart. Shoulders are relaxed. Elbows are down. So if we breathe from the earth up through the bottoms of the feet, in breath, this straightens and aligns us. Out breath, we sweep down and relax the body from the top down. In breath, straighten up a little. Out breath, relax from the top down. Okay, let's go to the next movement. Dip the knees. So window to the stars. Same thing again, if we're breathing up through the body from the earth, breathing up straightens us up. Breathing down relaxes us. Okay, and in this one, we can visualize the moon, the full moon, or the stars, the universe, through the triangle of our hands. And we can breathe that in into the center of the forehead, and then down, straight down the body. Now this is sort of filling the body with the light of the stars. Okay, the next one, so dipping the knees. So next we go up. Okay, and so we're making this triangle above the crown of the head. I'm sorry, the name of the last one was Window to the Moon. This is Window to the Stars. So now we're breathing the universe down through the top of the head into the heart, and then down into through the feet. Or however you want to organize your breathing. It's all good as long as you're doing this the rhythm of your breath. Okay, and then next one, so dipping the knees with the fifth position. It's similar to the first, except that the hands are held out a little. It's like standing mountain. This is directing the attention down. We were just way up in the universe, and now we're down into the earth. Notice your breathing will slow down. So each one of these is a meditation posture. And one of the reasons we're doing this now with this particular focus of this group, Ajahn Suchito, who is insight teacher, also does a lot of this, teaches a lot of this standing meditation. Okay, and we're not standing stiffly. We're standing, like a tree. And that, the tree will move a little bit. It's flexible. Okay, very good. Let's go into trembling mountain a little. The holding postures is very, very good. The downside of it is we can get stiff. And movement is very good too. And it just needs to be a balance between the stillness and the movement. Okay, very good. Just a few more seconds. Okay, and then just let's slow the movement down. And then just notice sensations in the body. The ancients say this enlivens the chi. So there's more tingling in the hands, more warmth. Okay, very good. You can break your stance if you want. And let's go into backwash and tree and spring. So come back into the posture. And then when you have it, then we'll just start at the top and let the body go down. Okay, let's come up together. Tree and spring. And backwash. Tree and spring. Okay, and one more. Okay, come up. Okay, and loosen up the head, neck, and shoulders. Okay, so this is obviously very good for the joints, keeps them flexible and loose, but it's very good for the mood because it's releasing tension. Tension that comes into us or we create during the day resides in the body. And so by bringing attention to the body, we can allow it to release. It's okay. Yeah. All right, and then so with the breath, okay, so lean back. Okay, let's do two more. Okay, and then loosen up the hips and pelvis. Okay, and once we've got this loosened up, we have the alignment. And now we can go into balancing. So um, golden pheasant stands on left leg. Golden pheasant stands on right leg. If you're a little tippy, then bend the knee. And don't lift the foot until you're secure on the rooted one. Okay, very good. Okay, and now the area around the body. So let's go into cloud hands. And we'll start with the palms facing up and down. And then you move in the direction of the upper arm, the upper hand. Just enjoy this. Move with the breath. Okay. And then when you're ready, you switch the hands so the palms are facing each other. And now we're circulating the chi between the hands and within the body. We're just sort of expanding, our sense of space. We were focused more internally, and now we're sort of focusing around the body as well as in the body. We'll wave hands through clouds. Okay, good. And now let's just morph this movement. So we're just going to drop the hands. That's right. Okay. And so turning the body to look at the moon. It's the same body motion. It's just that the arms and hands are different. The cloud hands has sort of gotten bigger. And watch the hands. Do this at your own pace. This can be done slowly, or it can be done faster, as long as you're aware of the breath. And the hands get very high here. They get as high as you can reach. And then we turn the body even more. So it's turning the body to look at the moon. So that at this point, we're looking at and embracing the full moon. Turning the body to look at the moon. The body sends the arms out. Okay. Yeah, let's reduce the movement. And just come back to standing. Just notice. All right, and now moving now internally. So we're pointing, dominant hand pointing. So in breath. Breathe naturally, pointing inside the body, pointing up, pointing forward. Out breath. Switch hands. Okay. So this is the movement. Our attention is very important in moving the energy. So we're paying attention to where the hand is pointing. Okay, so we're looking inside the body, pointing at the inside of the spine, sort of lighting it up, finding it lighting up the head, crown, then pointing to the universe. And then we're pointing forward, but our mind is going down the inside front of the body. And then touching down into the earth. And then repeat with the other hand. Start with an in breath. So what the attention is lighting up the inside of the body, specifically the spine. It's connecting with the light of the universe. Then it's bringing that down the inside front of the body. Eyes are following the location of the hand. And let's do one more with each hand. Okay, very good. Let's bring up our stool now, or our chair. And just settle into this new posture. Let the body adjust to it. Okay, and now let's continue the Qigong practice without moving the hands. So we'll start with the eyes focused inward down at the perineum. And then in breath, the eyes move up the inside of the body. So lighting up the spine. Lighting up the skull, touching into the stars. And then on an out breath, we begin with the downward part, lighting up the inside front of the face, neck, chest, midsection, abdomen, and back down to the perineum. And rest, touch into the earth, and then repeat at your own pace. We're using the breath and the eyes to guide the attention. And see if you can segue into just an in breath goes all the way up, out breath all the way down. Okay. And now let go of the eye movements. Just let the eyes be resting. And then let go of moving the chi at all and just focus on the breath. Okay, and at the end of the out breath, the torso is still. See if you can find that point or area in the abdomen where the in breath begins. Okay, and the belly expands in all directions like a balloon. And then moving up to the chest. Find the still point at the end of the out breath, just where the lungs begin to move. And this expansion is in all directions. And the belly and the chest are in harmony. So the whole torso expands and rests and is still. And then repeats. Okay, and segue to breathing the stars. So the in breath, we breathe the stars in through every pore in the skin, lighting up the torso. With the out breath, we breathe them all back out. All directions. Okay, so there's this spaciousness in the body, all around the body, that's as big as the stars. And the spaciousness is felt as this tingling warmth. The mind is spacious, and there's this presence. And now into the spaciousness, let there appear for you your object of contemplation, whether it's a relationship, a person, a question, an experience, whatever it may be, something that's in your heart that you wish to exist in the light of this spaciousness. Just let it be there and feel it. Let the breath move through it and let it loosen and expand in this space. We'll sit quietly for a few minutes. Okay, let's take a few more breaths. Okay, and begin to let go of the practice. Move the body a little. There's a fostering of a kind of curiosity, or investigation of the phenomena. Okay. Okay, very good. Well, let's do our closing. So on the count of 3, we'll clap our hands. 1, 2, 3. And massage their face, eye sockets. Temples, forehead, hairline, jaw, whatever you like, ears. And tap the kidneys. Massage the kidneys. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your presence, for your practice, whether you're live or you're viewing on YouTube. And we'll now go into questions and comments. And if you'd like to just exit the Zoom, please do that.
Thank you for the Wednesday nights and the time and your prompts. I find it very, very helpful and gives me a moment to be a human being instead of human doing. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. It's great. Karen.
Hi.
My distant relative.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You remember watching MASH
I do, yeah.
and seeing that name up there?
Yep. And my siblings and my mom all remember that too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
It
you
was-
sort of wondered about it, maybe.
yeah, so this is a cousin of what's the relation of yours?
It's a cousin of my father.
Okay.
Okay. So pretty far, pretty far back, you know. But I always meant to go visit him, you know, but I never did. You know, one of those things is.
Where did he live?
Oh, in LA. Yeah, he was you know, Hollywood kind of producer kind of person. So, you know, but that was a long time ago. I mean, what MASH was in like in the 70s, right?
I guess so. I
Yeah.
probably saw the reruns.
You just saw the reruns, you weren't around. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
pretty little in the 70s.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. So any questions or comments about any of the practices or anything?
Just curious about so like insight meditation and is there a certain amount of like stillness or concentration that is a good idea to practice before going into that kind
That's
of a
often how it's taught on retreats, is that there'll be pretty intensive concentration practice for a while, and then the insight practice, because the mind gets clear, with it's just not distracted and just it's not all over the place. So it's that clarity and that stillness that enables the deeper awareness to present whatever it is you're suggesting.
Mhm,
you know I think it also happens naturally. Insight arises naturally. I mean, for everybody. I mean, anytime, but particularly with Zen practice, with open awareness, it's not specifically cultivating insight. It's just creating the conditions where insight can arise. And I guess the one exception would be koan practice, which I have not done. But the Rinzai tradition, you work the mind, with this unanswerable riddle until the mind gets completely frustrated, and it lets go, and then the insight arises. So that's different from open awareness, but um, some people love insight meditation, and that's their main practice. And other people, it's more, there's all, open awareness practice or mindfulness or concentration. Any of these things,
mhm,
are fine. But, I guess for me, if there's something that really needs attention, um, I think insight's useful.
mhm,
There's just a problem, there's a question, there's an issue, and it's just really been eating at me. So I'm going to sit, they say sit with it. Well,
mhm,
I think that's what that is.
mhm,
You're just allowing it to be. But first you have to establish this groundedness, right? That's
mhm,
what that whole preliminary, that's what the first 40 minutes was,
mhm,
was establishing this groundedness and
mhm.
this sort of openness to then invite in whatever the object of contemplation is. If you just sit down and say, okay, I'm going to focus on this now, your mind's going to run, usually, unless it's, I don't know, not always, but, where if you really sort of cultivate this, then it opens up.
Yeah. Um, I'm curious about like I like all these movements sort of before sitting. Is that
Right.
something that before sitting meditation that you always do some kind of Qigong movements to kind of
Usually, but not always.
yeah.
And because what happens is it gets very subtle, and you can do all these big movements, and it's great, but after a while you don't need to. I mean, it's always good,
Mhm,
but the breath alone moves the body, and it moves the chi, moves the energy, and it expands the awareness into the body. So, whoops. Okay, I lost you for a second.
hmm,
So it amounts to the same thing. But, certainly, and standing practice is wonderful, because insight meditation is quite mental. You do it sitting still. So to do standing, I think that's why Ajahn Suchito teaches stand, because you engage the body at first. You do something harder than sitting, like holding these postures. It's more difficult, or doing these movements, and then when you sit, you're more able to, you know, just not have the mind taking off.
Yeah. I can totally see
Yeah.
that.
Well, we say this in prison a lot. Guys, they don't want to sit still. That's like the last thing they want to do. Sit still with your mind. Oh my God, that sounds like torture,
Mhm.
right? So, but if a lot of these guys work out, they're really strong. They lift weights and, they do. And if you do all that workout first, and then you do your sitting, it's completely different.
Mm.
And, I found that to be true. I'm a pretty physically active person myself. So other people, maybe if you're more sedentary, maybe it isn't as important, but
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I was just thinking about that in terms of like sitting first thing in the morning
Mhm.
and and whether movement before that would be
Yeah, I don't
great.
know. Just try it.
Yeah.
Try it before, try it after. See what works for you. I sit in the morning generally. I mean, sometimes I sit at night too, but morning I just find is really the best.
Mhm.
And the neuroscientists say that actually the brain is kind of in this. I don't know. I can't describe it, but it's in this. The consciousness is in this. It hasn't quite woken up to being in the world. It's kind of in this in between kind of place, and it's very, very fruitful.
Mhm.
The one of the downsides of insight practice that I have found is that you get too many. After a while, you cultivate this, you just, and then you say, what's the point of all this?
Hmm.
These are now, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's great, but they just seem like, what's so what? you know and that actually, if you read about it and talk to teachers about it, that really does happen sometimes if you're, I don't know, a certain kind of mind or a certain kind of person. And that's a problem too, because then you
Hmm.
get attached to all the mental activity.
Mm.
And but other people, it's just, oh, I'm priming the pump, I'm priming, and nothing's happening. But then, when they least expect it, they're playing with their dog or something, they realize, whoa, hey, it comes. So
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I really don't. It's just, how does it feel? That's all. That's the only thing I got. How does it feel?
Great. Thank you. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Okay. Thanks to both of you for showing up and for staying, and have a good week. And yeah,
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
see you in a week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.